Why should I arrest the guy in the first place? So I say, Muya Galamsi. Now Muya Galamsi, police are caught. More be for police in who will be a groomer. I bind that and near Tiasia because I mean a so. Dr. Amoakohene, when you to the Akuna make us say, a footway money says, Sanatia. A Betty me, Ama Bofrano, Enya A1. Our elective mass, but coach no commerce no when you're F9, Kunya D.
This is Boadu TV. Truth and integrity.
Was a high body TV, Yamamuni Aqua from Brasso. Na Yawoni Yan Tessa Democracy Hub, or more mobilization director, Yachano Nanayaw. Na Ninjanesa Hokasa Western Regional Minister, Eastern Regional Minister, and Ashanti Regional Minister, Dr. Frank Amoakohene Otu Darko. Asemi eke defamation, say you go be movie. Police asema de anso sa nipa miense gina mutumi nso ma ya chia kwa no ya kan Ashanti Regional Minister sanyon na o ma wo chi na se waka de ya wo so prove really da benda na defamation case ekoye criminal case police fort mi chi nipa no enya court na isi e no Otu Darko ya ma no Otu Darko fire Frank Amoakohene ade a wo ye no anya ni ye ngu Mahama ho idin fi se sanatia se samadwen opese osi na wesi no fine endura osi no wasa kwa ni jano basta Otu Darko fire no na wasi results are ye feli na ye hu results bi aba monten a akola no etwa elective mass A1 but commerce of feli F9
in so senior chief examiner and so kind said we need to investigate the President Mahama, I beg your pardon. No, but the chief examiner's report based on that, and yes, sir, I want to say we need to investigate. President Mahama says we need to investigate WASSCE, no, and I agree with Mr. President. But even Mr. President, beyond investigations, if you ask me, where the true reflection of Nkwadana Huading, and you see, you know, that is just the pain of our country. Ye de niema ye politics ama ye de amanyo semno abo ewura eye ehomasuam. So you ask yourself, say MPP ni NDC semno, how is it going to benefit academia? You know, look, there are certain areas we can do politics, but not education, certainly not education. And we are buying up at national say education ajitum akufad mo be say educate munjintum aban we buy no mbese no yebeka omo ye ni yebeka yen sekire ye said yasa mi nu ne nka no krenkyere danfo asai no awasai no dabi senior high school ni nyina yankobi ye nyina ko senior high school kwa me ko technical school, but of course ye nyina ko senior high schools ne bi ye nim senior net ye nim the contact hours and ye ni ya chere fo nya e o school and ye nim how many days ye be do fie as far as holidays are concerned. Was it the case for the last 8 years? Certainly no. Obi kosuya de 1 month, 3 months. What's the way? Come on, Jensen. No. Yen kano krenchre dan for say they destroyed the fabrics of the free SHS. Sabambia ba no so reset agenda, no so be education here. Let's give the government thumbs up and found so yen DC ni and found so yen PP ni. What we need is that a education system no a year to simplicity. And that is the angle we must gravitate towards as a country. That's our politics who know there. Maza, in Fasobia and Kwame, one of the things maybe away from education, Kwame can I'll touch on. A year honorable finance minister and come out or board parliament say Asenso, honorable Asenso Bwache. I mean, some of these things say a quite express road now, yeah, from and Kreko Kumasini wasteful. We will be MP. Nani done so be the honorable sense of watching me MP no wo could debate aboame e kwanya was him wasteful, and the finance minister dared him in parliament say okasanya no kura he will pull the evidence. Wa mu now MPs e okroma wo bia ne dane so say na MP no anya say so boatem na kwa mo bekai saglem not for sale ye ni bro me your madrin say o manya private investors on beton ye call them. asenso bo ateka tell me say o me ye de just private investors be ko che say na adwene nyina ne say o ni nkrofo be bom na say I don't know whether or not it will benefit the good people of Ghana and no nya na adwene nya ne dadwene enya ne dadwene. I mean, how? What kind of education system is this? And you are proud of it? When Muslim me and can send ya send no potono, you okay? Now when you say send crofui ne baba medical doctors ne nurses, I want mpania bone, amama when you say send my free ne baba nya road engineers, aye foot bridges no overpass, I'm a bridge no buagumuso. When you say for every education structure ebebubu and ebe say no extra the number of bridges ebebubu extra the number of people born panie boni amomu into obey surgery bobeja tawo no yam no wait okay ye bisa say and this one kwame say one phone back ni dia ma ya pick one of the results me patch bra Facebook no we had here we know say commerce more of a branch of elective mass. And I go school. She can be elective mass. Commerce of an kuku. But a DM pan a coming to Besia. All your results here, dear to we. I bet me I'm a bofrano enya A1. Our elective mass. But cultural commerce no when you're F9, when you're D. A dear party in the Bessie. What will happen for an elective mass student? Or no mass. I cultural when you're A1 in elective mass or cultural commerce when you're F9. A damn potency. Could it be that elective mass no when you're A1 also teacher ni been a trauma one? Could it be? And are we proud of such education system? Education system wa ejibrofo tum si ni padwene. Are we proud of it? The education system that places premium on somebody's language, a foreign language, more than the abilities and thinking faculties of the individual. Are you proud of such education system? Yeah, can't so much yes, as I'm saying, what can on worfu? Hey, won't you say two free chroma? Say, you better no crack you. I mean, how can you people come? Hey? On my way, yes, me see any serious country by now and can do money. All those guys, they have hauled them to answer to questions. Some say 2022 will be passé. Some say 2023 will be passé. 2024 will also be passé. When we a product of 3 years ago, come and answer. Haruna Idrusu should not be answering to Nkwadaya Afeli. Because time and Kola we call Form 1 on 33 SHS. Now Haruna Idrusu or opposition. Ti obi true exams na men when say o free classes no call form 3 cultural SSE there be or call SS1 or call SS2 and or cultural SSE no SS3 sir yes na one and minister for education any serious country will speak up. We will not let these things me say e dey plan e be sia abofra no watimanya elective maths munim elective maths I want you to quantitative methods ni ade elective mass when you A1 walk out to the call mass when you D where Odian Kenya E when you F9 yeah the results not all. Social studies when you C6 English language when you B3 mass commerce when you F9 but it's on Facebook please come and see mathematics elective when you A1 integrated science when you C what is it C6 science C5 and biology when you are B3 chemistry A1 physics B3 but when you have commerce like me into commerce I can't fathom commerce in the crack right say and I say you change the papers you swap needing that could only be the either you swap in the and I say we've been a trauma and we have a lot of cases Kwame me say no one Roland I wish we could play it. Let's play it and let's credit TV3. Let's credit TV3. I mean third party sources are to be credited in line with the ethical principles of journalism. Let's credit them. Now Ghana for phone number of whoever texted that message, get to the guy secretly, not ready to expose him because whistleblowers must be protected under the law. And make sure, say, I'm going to find out, say, okay, send a net here. Then you come to terms with a teacher for not a true exam, so no, that is a pure case. So when you teacher for under certain criminal regime, na sa regime no beyond say almost say near menina beyond some ya kronfo beyond say krono kita hye ne proye dwirim ni kwankan no eyo maduane yo mudie omutimi san ko eko say your educational structure in making sure say a teacher for timi exams ema enkwada ACT for WASSCE say na buy nanim bebe nyamo you leave this thing to chance. What are you saying? By now the term should be called whoever obia or your part of the education structure should be called an answer. Grow ye nisu ukruma no say odi pa kuno san say education structure no san baba politics. Can you imagine? Na mo ka se adwene nya dwuma ukruma na sometimes politicians they be doing as a Ghana for nyina jimi wo no wasade no wo san blackmail aban no tesem asif say aban no na amon pass aban so ba ye 10 months pe enkodan so the 3 years natural exams. So how can you blame aban ono ewo power for 10 months for what 3 years took to fail? Adamuko school man your logic, critical thinking and practical reasoning no na bi ni school mo. Some of these things come we should not entertain. Kwame mamefa no trio. Kwame meko farmers day no, but my young kosun kai the transport minister. And Kwame, let's do this consistently. Because we will see a change on our roads. Honorable Joseph Bukari Nikpe, if you don't do this, I will mention your name every day. I don't hate you. I want the system to work. I am saying that my people are suffering. Rush hours anopa 4 a.m. kosi be anopa 9. Womu nyaka, womu jina kwa ho, and it is sad. Honorable Joseph Bukari Nikpe, enyumre from 4 p.m. Omapu ejuma up to about 9 p.m. if not 10. Ghana forge jina kwa ho ase nyanka omu ne ajanom adan a womu kresan so omu nyaka mfo. And you are the transport minister, sir. Please, it falls under your purview. And I'm saying, sir, we have metro mass system. We have Ayalolo, sir, say I'm a patrol, Shama CEOs in charge, and repair cars, At least from 4 a.m. to 9, release Ayalolo, release metro mass to augment the effort of the private driving force. And can you from 4 p.m. no one release the government buses. It will be in one more. We be jina kwanso ha ene bebre. We be stress. We be jina kwan for 2 hours. Car no so be pre ho be bre. Onya car no so traffic wo krom. Obe kofie no wa stress. Enche no awu. Edeni. Honorable, please, until I see say ye cars no say eno so amunkra bimra. We affect a lot of people. Adia hani padom. Ebet me affect you even in elections. Ebe we say John Mahama din ya bebo, but John Mahama we minister for transport. Obi anyina djuma okrom ha o. Obi anyina djuma okrom ha. Ne buses na ya mo de hin no. Obi nkase ma mo fe han. Use it, commit it to the primary purpose first. Kwame, that is it. Kwame ejanu wom de. Ma me fe nwure kumase. Na me fa farmers day no meto to. Kwame de na metie no kra na. Because Amoakohene de student leadership. No one anim say me de, but emiya. Na say kra me fe no mfa. Eso wo yi ni number wo me phone so a. Oh, Amoakohene. Miya. One of the fantastic brains in this country, Amoakohene. And anianom aya Kumasi minister, I beg your pardon, Asante region. Because Kumasi so. Aya Asante mantem swafo. Dr. Amoakohene. Aya one of the finest ministers under JM, ye body ya betimi abonidin. Because wo ye adwuma. Eno kra no. But Kwame, ese ye ti ase say adie bia enipa adwene abeba ho. Potokasem ye friend perception. And as a student of security and intelligence, I know, sir, perception is more of what happens. Yeka perception, it is more like reality. Eti abayiniko position largely because of perceptions. Eti yes, abayini corrupt. Based on that perception, you are on your way to opposition. Yes, abayino where you greedy. Based on that perception, you are on your way to opposition. Yes, abayino wamba crime press freedom munya juma enti nana kufado nena abayini bamia. They are in opposition because all those perception worked against them. So perception is as good as reality. I just say you don't understand politics in this country. I am hearing, I don't want to believe it is true. But if that is the truth, one window, Nana Yabua, is it true? Say, he's one person, Obeka say, Otu Amoakohene 2 other ministers. I don't have full complement of the matter. And that is why I'm asking questions. Say that Nana ya window. Ebe can be said Dr. Amoakohene some other ministers. Moya Galam say ne senti on the 28th of this month. Mache krache no ma onya bail. Is it true? Kwame, do that investigation for me. If that is true, because this is a research economy. This is a John Dramani Mahama economy. Omo bailin da ben. Omo bailin enra. Between run and the assembly. You bailin da ben say enra between run and we are some. But Kwame, say omo che crash because Wakasetia Amoakohene and all those people and only useless police people for arresting that guy. MPP time we spoke against some of these things. Some of these things go to court, a civil matter, a defamation of character. Go to court. Don't use position to arrest people. Since way they did to some of us in opposition. Rebecca Kufado son TV da betini too. So if it was not good yesterday, it cannot be good today. And that is why I make us say, "Menya sure say bia Amoakohene movie because our boy no unimnyansa pa." Amoakohene is on the movie they are steady, bra. Me no mechanical crash now. So far why are they? Say when you nyam. Obi cassette ya mane kana adventure na Mahama ye kana adventure no. At the end of the day, leave it to the judgment of Ghanaians. More bia for the position you never no be okroma. Na Ghana for Daruma and a man 2 million votes. Say so man ready so man 5 million votes. More bia for the action say no. Na munya 5 million vote 2028 yanku yan mukroma. Besra we am minu yantra make no kra kra no. Wo we a minister to mbo me onabo kan no kra kra. Na bia ne aye ne nya Amoakohene minua Dr. Amoakohene me kan woni me otu me na make. Say sanity munyai. Sa sanity a munyai because me tis asem no. And I'm happy so see abeli no. No, but why should I arrest the guy in the first place? So I say, Muya Galamsi. Now Muya Galamsi, police your court. What are you talking about? Now, Mamo, say, more Biafra, say, Mahama not in Hon. Mahama no a simple guy. And say, Sian Bibia Mobaya Bian Koyeno, Yabba Mohammedin, Mahama no soon tin yet here. Yet here, naturally, sir, or Wajuma Pa, or Yabwa Ghana, so we must protect his legacy. It's Yapamucho. More Biafra police in Remo Bia Kruma. I bind that and yet, because I mean a dear so. Adolf Hitler and a dear so. It is I bind that and a dear criminals and a dear so. It is Anchrophonius and a man at Yasia Bama dear. A Christopher Muslim for Yapamucho. Dr. Amoakohene, Otu Darko na make us say a footway money says sanatia. Yanchia Sunia Semunti, na maybe says a sanatia. But media me fan sentesa. But sanity, so be cannot against now. So your minister, so your why miss row and for police in Kokurano go to the court. A civil matter. Yampe Bibia, a bet John Mahama Atadian Hufi. Esramo. Asamo Muntimenka Ukruma, Yabome Pameka. At the end of the day, Ghana must work again.
2024 elections, you know. You can't be now or you're very loyal to the MP Fablikuma Central. You can never mention 2 people without mentioning Frank Amoakohene. And after the elections, you know, a coalition were Odoko Police Quarters. That is the Ablikuma Central Coalition Center. Oshe Aonkeka na Odeshe say the Honorable Abdul Latif Dan will win the election, sir. It was second to none. Now coming from the back, say win election over 200 votes in 2020. In 2024, parliamentary elections, they winning over 13,000 votes. And His Excellency from 200 plus to 13,000.
That's macabre.
And the president won votes over 20,000.
Wow.
Nature say, Ubisa Honorable Abdul Latif Dana. A lot of people work for him. But one person he cannot say he didn't work for him strongly. Frank Amoakohene. Frank Amoakohene was there for the man. And I wasn't surprised. Say he has become the MC. I would describe him with only 3 words.
Okay.
He is affable, he is humble and result oriented. Anybody in Ablikumase, he will testify. You call Shukura, you call New Aboso Kain, you call Tankasela Park Neso for the AstroTurf, no? You also call the hospital at Latibia Kwashi. And clearly you could see it here. The telepathy between Frank Amoakohene and Abdul Latif, that regardless of the fact say they belong to different religious denominations. And as any signal say Muslims and Christians can live together, they can work together,
because we have done
and they can work together to achieve results. And Frank Amoakohene, what I'll tell you, Honorable, is more power to your elbow. And some of us, will support you.
Great. And
we will ensure, say, Ablekuma Central, the pedestal for which you want to raise the municipal assembly, will all support you for you to achieve that particular goal.
That's it, natural. Kojo, Yensha Komona say, Yensha seem free, Martin, Kubi, Oni OSP, Yentin free on them.
Otu, Eddie Cannon, Minchia,
Time and SC manager, Yen 1010.
Lincoln Chia, Etif, Chia, Omo Majibre, and share Facebook Live. Now, Minchia Ganamabi, and it was no demo on mine. Otu Darko, topic out there to a process and enemy. OSP, he said, Javin Martin Pebu. Interesting days ahead. Now, the ABC I want to say, what was the invitation about? Because for me, that invitation now completely senseless.
Yes, a
useless invitation. Yes, about because madness is being investigated corruption and corruption related offenses. Obi and making an allegation against you. So when inviting the person from my say evidence now or with you on
how can you be a judge in your own
course
on your own case?
On evidence,
What's with that?
Now we're investigating. We investigative here. Why do we back court?
Completely logical.
They would say completely no.
Now, I don't know Krokoi.
Meaning the entire we see Martin sometimes I know law abide. And before Bekon, he stated, say, on my man, independent body view of what they are, and they is willing and ready to provide evidence to them. But Okoyano, because of OSP, Omuni any issue be against him. Now they needed to create a scene. So no matter maybe use that to detain him. So me say a completely senseless invitation. I'm extending to.
That. So,
and you know, what was it? Say, you want to be a judge in your own course. Say, I can't say, say, Obi can't say, no, say you are defamed. You have recourse to the police. And that's a civil case.
Go to court.
You go to court and file a defamation suit against the person. For the judge to make a determination. Then in person ask someone, and they say, oh, no, they are there. They are back court. But we invite you, don't arrogate that power to yourself. Say for evidence no bear me. Near me you then me am the court. Yes, a benefit. Completely senseless. Now, me I've stated time with that number. Say OSP office no one. President Akufo-Addo when created that office to fight corruption. That was not the intention. Obiaba catch you say President Akufo-Addo, former president. Any MP before created OSP office no to fight corruption, they are not on him to work. The real intention of the creative office there are two. First intention to creative office no, yeah, to deal with former NDC apprentices.
True.
When the President Akufo-Addo and then before Philly said, first President Mahama the first term any atamels on first term. No more Philly said maybe money be akwaso. And they needed that office to what to deal with former NDC apprentices. And the Ocrates office the no show then no yeah. Of phobias at time net and improni NDC for fall out. I say what time for?
Yes, granted member.
What I say? Now my friend is my downfall on dealing with you.
So your enemy's enemy is your friend.
You're your friend. And see, I'm going to Matamidu, and that time, no, yeah, Otu wouldn't him. Now, and some Matamidu, your friend, this any particular President Mahama. Matamidu, fan no quanya, 360. When you NDC, I could come punching. At a point, President Akufo-Addo start to come out, Matamidu. So investigate President Mahama. Or your investigation for over a year, close to 2 years. Or the two just a President Mahama who song sabre. When you charge back over President Mahama. Now, I wish the way my time you know the President Mahama charged on my swag. And evidence if you are President, and come at me do. One President Mahama. When you be a fan. No, yes, I'm your man in a year. No, and this is for former apprentices. In fact, we be anywhere between their bomb. Until now, he turned to the MPP administration. Say never be a cost to say Japadia royalties on Beshim. Ghana Japadia Yatam, I had the Mebusi be. I have some investigations in the year. President Akufo-Addo say, man, for was 7 MPP for near memo. And to drop that investigation. I'm not telling me this. Me, them if you farm, say, me, yet, my Ghana. This I don't work them dead, one not. Now, they want to offend to work. He describes the Akufo-Addo in some ways. Say, what shall burn him now? For President Akufo-Addo, no, I don't know yet the mother serpent of corruption. A woman in our confrontation, Akufo-Addo, Yemen America, at a middle catch. So that was the first intention to the creative office. The second intention is say, former President Akufo-Addo MPP for no one say, I'm more on definitely number chrono. I saw me knew be a bed, we put your tongue. In some of the OSP Nisi was to say, Omokwa, we put your tongue. So the OSP office, Nangasano, a part of the President Akufo-Addo and the MP for Kaba. Now, instead of me say, Ghana for Pamisa Kaba, Akufo-Addo, Kabano, and Sankamata, Kiseja Pin, on the Pam Street, because or your part and parcel of the MPP Kaba.
Say, Abia or no. Sacking him, no, and yet that's straightforward. Like,
on a self, Baba, Matic baby crowd say, or the petition crowd. Or buy ye, ya born, or the book of more cars nadia. Last year, your budget 146 million. Otu Darko, what about old Ghana citizens may say? Last year, budget I had. Budget for an office.
Because 1 million cities, 10 billion.
Yes.
It is 10 billion, 146.
6 million office. Now, just a post, why over the period. As against Asikano. No to me say, office na waste or boy a kakeke. Or by investigation, be a pan, but me, what you sick, man, also do be a good prison. To that, what match me? None. And so she can't treat you there, ya buffers our office. And so, for me, Mrs. Asa Bank, say I'm fire and see for my womb. One shot, you better than us, and never got one.
I say, me working. My main cam say, Mimi who can say, Jabin us, will be our major Mahama yet on pop.
Yes,
but M say, Aban move.
Oh, yeah, who ye?
He's making the government unpopular. Kisia Jabin is making the government unpopular.
Because
he has no business being the special prosecutor. He has no business.
Because guy be for bongo ideas.
Yes.
The guy need to miss edu baby come say and baby
the cassette here.
Yes. Jan to bush mo botemai. Guy no the bush no. our China Bigeko. And this is what Kisi Jabin is doing, making the government unpopular. So for me, I support the petition. I'm the one to say the guy is not for Mr. Kasa office and scrap him for a because a drone on my nana attending Nayano. Kisa Jabin, or put it MPP phone to know. On which I send Ebia attending a wine agents of person investigate, not them, they cannot go.
What time?
No, yes. And the honor I say, your friend be con and work.
On swap.
Honor to be swap, honor so manual day, being swap. Why investigation? That was SML. FAC and for attorney Addison. I will say, you have more opportunity to extradite him from US to Ghana. We are incompetently. What track of chief of staff? So I'm born extraditing him.
Attorney General.
The chief of staff for your attorney general. And I want to move to Kijabi. On him, the Joan answer your papa. Yo, Bashada.
Now, but I mean, I know say he's brainy. In terms of Aidi, I think he's
book knowledge. Eh? You may say first class. What I say? Oh, University of Ghana.
Yeah.
But book knowledge, is different from
practical. Yeah.
What I say? And yes, he may be brainy.
But I said the word being.
But a Jumano, in fact, almost. A Jumano so back. Now, chief of staff, extra come attorney general say, deal with the office of special prosecutor. Now, special attorney general, extra man say, docket now my building a month me to enable me to extradite the guy from US to Ghana. Pepe Murian to go kum. Docket in Besine. What is all that come out attorney general? Otu?
That be.
And what you say?
Tell us what you were trying final. Also, no, over here some press briefing after that. Or synchrophobia or Moedino. The partners be he made or Chong response and
so on what basis not of reactor to red alert.
It's not just I know and that's so fugitive.
Or they are doing diagram. I mean, it's all part of the cabal.
Or they are doing diagram.
Or better be a press conference say, okay, be a for reactor say, Nina, a game quiet.
I mean, take his head that press conference serious because of what?
Of what? A pretense and qua. And to know, as a petition, a dear, a year, Juma. For me, I can say President Mahama, you didn't baby crack on a scrap office and crave or cry. Because our office is not fit for purpose. Intentional president.
Work at Snell Honomono. You beat me at the Attorney General Office. You bet last year, Ebibeko SFU. Yes. Ebibeko CID, Ebibeko NIB. Yes. Ebibeko Grofui narcotics for you. Yes. Nakop, now maybe a Koyoku. Yeah, chair workers no National Signal Bureau. Yeah, chair workers no.
Say, Martin, we interview no grant office one. It's a mountain of obstruction.
Of the aim. Obstruction of the aim. Na kisi ya bin so ye hune. Sometimes aya wo bin say oye hune bi hune fu say ya.
Omo say Martin, we APS okay interview na no say omo ma no anya ho. Nti omo kra far place. Still, almost say it amounted to obstruction. Obstruction. Almost cancer because inviting Nangasa in the first place in invitation, any basis. And there are some baby beer on Bejina some day. They are detaining and run. So, as I said, in the phone, I yes, sir. Papa, we Ghana, a big good abandoned mass.
I'm telling you, and you obey good abandoned mass.
You give to me free MPP phone seminal. The way we see James and the bossman side no commodity regulations. I gonna force 2020 elections time reggae. This time they are very massive. Because 50-50 2020 now and come as reggae. But gonna form 1.5 million gap. We are much energy. It's yes, he entertain you say that being no yes on your way.
Nothing.
Meaning Otu Darko.
But
we should know under no circumstance should we entertain. Sanya no yano. Because back here, press freedom under President Kufado 2023, they had the 63rd position. Press freedom under President Kufado. The President Mahama Dijano, they were about 18 or something. But your Koya could be 62, 63. What's hand of cry? What's second image? You should not allow Mr. Jabin to take us back. And there some of us will not allow.
I think in the coming days, and let's say me who suffer many didn't come. I think in the coming days, all of us must come together and do the demonstration.
Yes.
Maybe we should not leave it to some few people.
Yes.
And send a bear. I bind the be who say and ya grown the
Yes.
What does it? Because brain nipa brain in the elections are and this about power.
The answer.
Yeah, some elements like you see a jabbing.
Jabbing and found to try.
Like you see a jabbing method to abinasi.
Because we can't be Cavano. The Sa Cabana gonna for December 7th. And the Sa Kise Jabbing or one. Yes, you Jan Monos was to say MPP for near Manamaya and Yano. The same thing already, or yet to be go abandoning Massey. Do to Darko. With the best enemy of Abembi.
Very well. So live on Accra 100.5 FM Citizen Show. Menu Akujabam and kind of fantastic man on your first class. University of Ghana. The movie there. Could be a good answer.
Professional journalist.
More fire. Listen.
Nana Otu Darko.
I have a professional journalist in the country.
The only professional journalist in the world.
More fire. More fire.
Nana.
Yeah.
Medasi. Na makase. Mini kase wakani nyina. Our first of all say Kisie Jabin has lost it completely. And Lusa will lose the fight against corruption. And yes, onim ni oyo. There is something called deliberate incompetence and deliberate negligence. Minim nyansa pa me fa we ya mitimi da to ho na eye ba me mfa meja to ho nom na say man fa me nsanka intanyamia.
That's right.
That is what Kisie Jabin is doing. Washada, and I'll give you reasons why he is doing so. You see, Kisie Jabin is very close to Gabi Ochiridako. There were rumors, many evidence there, say Gabi was the one that proposed Kisie Jabin to be appointed by Nana Akufo-Addo. Yes, that's what I'm saying. There is no smoke without fire. Yet, nobody has come to debunk that. And at least we can run around with it and say there will be an iota of truth in it. And you see, Nana, everything happening in this government, Kisie Jabin wants to run the government down. And the NDC government led by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama must not sit down and want Kisie Jabin to do so. Otu, you see, Kisie Jabin, one can say you chauti sabi. Now so ya. You Kisie Jabin, you are on your way out of the OSP office. Nana, I told you last time, said me, as an individual, I think, sir, the office of the special prosecutor in the first place was not necessary. Meaning KB. You see, when you build a whole office on the premise of the fact that you want to go after your political opponent, the foundation of the office itself is useless and shaking. Meaning, you see, appointing Martin Amidu was just an act of vindictiveness by Akufo-Addo. Because you see, my enemy's enemy is my friend. And me appointed you. Now me say you are a disgruntled member of the NDC. Until you go after the NDC people. Nyami on pebone. Martin Amidu was doing his work well, and he turned his answers on the MPP. You see, Martin Amidu's statement about Nana Ado Aban should have settled the whole thing. Or describing Nana Ado Aban as and himself as the mother serpent of corruption. You have appointed me as OSP. Now me say the appointing authority himself is corrupt. Not just corrupt too. The mother serpent. She say Otu Darko corruption. Odi corruption. Thank you very much. Or your confuteti amwa. And that settled the whole thing. And appointing Kisie Jabin, Nana, I have no evidence again. But I'll very much agree, sir. Kisie Jabin was giving a KPI by Nana Ado. And he expressly told him what to do. So one Kampoa, Kisi is not a fool. Kisi will know, say, the predecessor was removed based on ABCD, or he resigned based on ABCD. So he will never do so and leave office.
Even if, say, based on your predecessor, no,
yeah,
they resign, say, Sanet here, and all conscience, and on your appointment in the first place.
Thank you very much.
The same problem, but sir, BB two or predecessor, no, not slow, ni into the koi, now the appointment, no.
Nana, you see,
oh,
a lot of people have spoken about the opulence of the OSP, how he's living his life. Mimi who here? But the fact is that say no cry.
Don't live big well.
Yes, only big. And Enra, yes, Enra Matiami do confirmed it. You see, what is the military doing at the OSP office?
Pebu or Matiami?
Pebu can, thank you, Pebu can.
Okay.
2 military men. What are they doing there? I agree, sir. The police can, the military can render police services, but there must be reasons enough.
The military doesn't have a business being there.
Thank you.
Master, police is in charge of internal security.
I agree with you.
Straight up on your hip, they belong to the barracks.
Yes, say sabe. Obia ochwetre no. Ochwade da ya. Because he knows say there any nyenti no protection. You see, Enra, the invitation that Martin Amidu honored no. I know Martin Pebu honored no. I know Martin Pebu very well. He is a law-abiding person. He wanted to prove a point, but the fact is that Obi Alegi Bibi, Martin Pebu was not invited as a criminal, or invited purposely to help in investigation.
Add evidence to me. Okay.
Thank you. And to Abba voluntarily to give evidence to support allegation against you are now you that same person onimra you have set up a committee to investigate your own self. And America said Kisi Jabin, he is not dumb. He knows what he's doing. It is deliberate negligence, deliberate incompetence. What was Martin saying? Martin Pebu say time ana can every country we no Kisi you are aware. Unim all the allegations are na etia kenoforiata. And if you ask Kisi Jabin and your office as the OSP no, you had all the powers at the airport, you had all the powers to prevent him. But you allowed Ken Oforiatta to leave the country. Went to the US. Now as you issue Interpol red alert. And later, about 3 weeks ago, during your own press conference, Osana Kache said you are speaking with your partners to be able to help you bring Ken Oforiatta down. You see, Mampeni John Mahama, I'm appealing to you, respectfully, President. I'm appealing to you, sir. The victory of the NDC was hinged on the fact, sir, we will fight corruption. It was hinged on the fact, sir, you better operation recover all loot. What we are hearing of the loot by Ken Oforiatta, allegedly, no, say no cry. Now you're into me and ye. Ken into me and Bagan Hanum saying, and he says in the US for the 4 years, near free power. Otu, I'm telling you for a fact, sir, there are many Ghanaians who will not be happy with NDC. And you see, if there was somebody who is being paid by our taxes, who is being protected to be able to fight corruption, that was Kisi Jabin. Now, Traoyan Shehain, because he was appointed by Nana Duntino, he will allow Ken to leave the country. Now, who in his right senses, Nana, will say, sir, me wo sabi a guy me boom me kunu for Christmas, but a day before Christmas me jane so mpie, so pie we are, then I'll come out and be crying say me jane pie me hu nche no. Anybody who does that sabi na again no e form pa say any form there na o e bua pa pa say me jane manako. Now I will pretend to be fighting corruption. You see, Kisi Jabin so conscience before the Christmas break he should resign. But when resign, now NDC as a bind based on all these evidences. Look at the case I was his leader pa. Yet the case with reference to Poladomotri, the fact is that or started case just to prevent other agencies of states from getting into it. Into Nyan Satia, 2 security agencies cannot investigate one. Thank you very much. Charles Bisu, this Galamsey issue, see, or Satia very vociferous. But at the point in time, nothing is being done. So Kisia Jabin, I'll say it in raw terms, it is fooling Ghanaians. And Ghanaians have seen in between the lines. There are petitions. Martin Kpebu has promised he will petition again. Next time I'm so who say in Nasobi room now or refer to Chief Justice ensure say the sins quote and unquote of Kiseja, there are many. And we must not allow him to get away with this particular sins quote. The fact is that if we maintain the office of the OSP, if we maintain it, we must get somebody he will not only be seen as fighting corruption, but in actual sense, corruption must be fought. And I tell you, Nana, Kissie Jabin, his continuous stay in office is a threat to our security. Many can be said as much as
how is that a threat?
You see, Nimpa area Sika.
Anyways.
Sika area Nana, it could have been used to develop our country infrastructure wide.
Oh, okay.
It could have been used to employ people. Okay. Say youth unemployment is a threat to Ghana.
That's right.
And look at the money we are mentioning. The money people have wasted. Now we have the right to arrest them, for them to pay, and if not, imprison them. Now we are out here on
there were necessary for issue. Last year, an allocation of 146 million. And yet we've been last year, your man office, no OSP office, no
146 million.
Less for send it to me as I can meet me.
And to me, the American say, Sekisina, we are telling you today, so the Ghanaian youth and the Ghanaian people are not stupid. The Ghanaian youth can read in between the lines. Sabi Kisi is not the best lawyer in Ghana. People have read law. They know the law. So if Kisi Ejabin is deliberately misapplying the law, catch them and say, Obi Awaba office. Now only Obi Yin someone no say unfall landed property before you give him bail.
In his name.
This is a misdemeanor. One to blow po.
Jimmy
yes, one to blow po. And he knows the law. Yes.
How did you train your officers?
Thank you. And for Martin to respond, now was watching no. We're going to handcuff.
Yes.
Oh, they not call. And no location. On him one. The lawyers on him one. Now say he should go and bring a landed property.
For what offense?
For what offense?
Martin Kwebunkofa landed property for what offense? That would his name, no.
Yes.
So we'll be in part or for what offense?
You see, the approach he's trying to use now is to scare people. But I think a professional journalist like you,
Martin,
you can't be scared. Yes.
Yes.
He wants to scare people.
Now why the so
and you see, that is
and this is for who say Jimmy. I'm NDC 40 Kiseja is fooling this country.
I agree with you.
And we must take Kiseja in the face. We are not fools.
Thank you.
If you think we are fools, we are not fools.
Yes.
We cannot continue to use our taxes to pay him when Sika or no Econ office.
Yes.
It's more than here or Jima Ghanaians.
Yes.
If for nothing at all, we have a right to speak against it because taxes.
Yes.
Nana, me and me Brai, we disappointed the man of God who did the demonstration. I'm saying so because he was fighting a worthy cause. In as much as demonstration there, the crowd doesn't really matter, it's a message. But the next time the demonstration will come off, we must move out in our numbers.
Yes.
To show to Ghanaians and say, it is not just only a handful who are now being able to read in between the lines, say, Kisie Jabi is fooling Ghanaians. But a lot of people are seeing it. And I will say once again, say, Kisie must leave office, and the hashtag for Kisie Jabi must leave office must start now. Martin, we do our music.
Sometimes yes, I had over Tabra.
Simple.
I don't mean Martin Pebu as I said, then no why.
Martin cannot be intimidated.
Yeah.
This will embody him to do more.
He has made his position on tenor.
Ah!
Oh. OSP. The position is untenable.
Bra. He said you've been where you're gonna. Mommy and Kai, you WASSCE.
WASSCE. When you're Otu Darko. My son WASSCE. Na. We share WASSCE resource na bana. Any. The brouhaha that has accompanied it.
That's when you 8 mommy.
Okay.
Because you know when people before Kasati say na performance no was so be ama. I mean all of a sudden you table from. But that is not it. Now yes say free SHS performance no it was say be 90%. Now this time you better 40%. That is not the picture. We share results now 2018 yenye similar results and the idea is forced within the only way you say this time round you know I think math science and social studies you know equal form kakra na you be say what are the factors that accounted for this kind of performance and then I say me no enemy bra yehwehwem na yedum komana Ghana 40 ase say what contributed to this kind of force subject
performance.
What contributed? A lot of theories have propounded MPP before there almost say a NDC for the year there's such hypocrisy we know
Serious.
say about exchange rates inflation na other things are ever for man almost say you buy engine you for credit in the mom never what yes ever was poor performance na there well yeah this for na yeah
but the question is
forgetting say you better omo traders you better form 3.
Thank you.
That's what I'm saying.
On started 2023.
And the only thing we did is to supervise the examination.
They're not thinking.
Can that be NDC?
It's a complete insanity.
Yes. Say in one breath, say exchange rate.
When they talk, they are annoying Ghanaians.
About 10, no more say. Yeah, buy and change. Now, what's the Yabatum from 3 no more treasures? As for by Senda, Uncle Yen, dear. I mean, illogical. Poverty in thought.
Complete.
Now, who says what accounted for this? Metier Education Ministry, PRO. Now, we make it 2 important points. My person may you treat those points no. First point we're making is this time round invigilation tight. And 2, the entire result figures were not massaged. So he's telling us in the past, in order to make the free SHS look good, say that my free SHS and say I'm a keep person if you say January, am I then? Performance no for ma. No man must study some of the figures to make sure to look as if say my pass pa.
No more you don't.
Ghana from my dad. Invigilation, to me jai. Invigilators now get quite to solve questions in my students no. I'm copy. To me just students now get on class on where they copy. To me top. MS students no. But this time round, how do you say there be? Oh yes, sir. Well, almost say if you want to destroy any nation, at the back of pen, just destroy the education system, and that nation is gone. Because a doctor need not one. So the upon the exams now, consulting room, whatever. And this is what the MPP did. Education is about infrastructure. It's about investment. And then you invest in the infrastructure, then you invest in human capital.
Sure. And
the materials no are then very, very important. Textbooks.
TLMs.
Yes. Our teachers and rely on to teach the students for over 3 years. And people supply textbooks. I'm a school. What they did necessarily, but just to pass questions among Mundi Baba. Now, yes, sir, you are destroying the education system.
That's true.
And so you catch a Ghana for say, the MP for mismanaged in a question. And yet, across the sectors of the economy. And the year we education sector no, and one of them. Say kind of apuncheni way be won tintin.
Perfect.
Apuncheni we are seeing the length of the apuncheni. And the results were a reflection of new MP before
A true
reflection of mismanagement in the education system. Now you're not saying I'm being say over your school traffic light red gold green. Or people go school 1 month 2 months. No one but next year for 4 months. That's what I was school and you're changing your
now I'm say Ghana for any hard because any sanka more mass education system. How do you have the moral right to speak against a new government?
They don't respect
Ghana for you because you perceive be one and by now.
Also, I'm too big Ghana some young chema. Obimba Jedi.
Yes.
And say yeah, Baha. Yeah. Say, why your school gold red gold green?
I say na wi.
I say school na wi.
Who you are some blame me?
Who you are some blame me? I could go school 1 month. No, I bet for 4 months. How on earth? No, I could choose them to meet my passing. So, MPP before they don't have the moral right to speak on this issue.
Education crowd MPP in come on to.
I'm coming to
from Gaza.
Almost say be do become no medical school one. No,
terrible.
Reverend, your friend is saying. You are as MP.
Intim Fojo.
Rice, I spy.
No more rebaggy.
I'm a rebaggy and come a free state.
Some more rebaggy or presec.
Yes. Some Mundi.
And these people are talking in this.
And these people have the nerves
to talk.
To talk now.
They should shut up.
You see, sometimes the Democrats in some of them issues be aware and call Yama Mukanum Kasa. Because they didn't show one, sir. Went to me and yet, what's Sam? I have by ye. And now you have the nerves to talk. And you know, I want to MP before they don't have any right to talk.
I count 2 minutes.
Now, 2 minutes, no. Before me debate, no, I say you 2 students for us to focus. Because we share on social media, TikTok, Facebook, no. I'm saying any phones, any tablets, and I ask the students, because every student be able to exams are, and so we say a year World Cup man, a year do or die. And to say, who a phone, who a tablet. Now as a student, there would the phone and answer that tablet. And say, what be share my almost our TikTok. I don't think say, who exams now do any meaningful impact, Papa. Would say, almost exams, would say some of the ladies now. Almost say, the marble fee. And so mom walk room.
Fuck them. We are going to take them. Fuck them.
So what you say? I
didn't team.
Yes.
Is that
the secondary school for fuck them by video. So we phone now. Put the phone. What do you use? So but use the search engines now. They're start here. Chat GTP na dey nyina akwa betumi dey ade esua ne ma na bi before mom textbook no esa ka sa atam ko no mu use o mu phone no positively but nyama no some of them do phones no yan na for me I'm not surprised with some of the results that buy no be impact negatively on madusua enti no yentu o phone na phone so no aye o ni nko nkola no kakra that's how PT no be good no
yes
o me ne PA.
There's a introduce a quarter of silence. That time now, I be going to school.
Anna,
that's not po.
Say
no repetition. Yes, no, come there.
Okay, my natural.
Mr. Chaka said, Obia or Yansan Bia, because I said, inquire a true exams, no. Almost fail one. The failure of this current government na nipa na adwen ada yes na sebe sa nipa no onsuan nyansa because nobody goes to school and write exams within 11 months. Nobody in the senior high school. Some are go school from form 1 now after 11 months I've written exams say free school, and they know it all. And they say, and yes, born on my bone. Basically, no, they don't want to think. Because after 11 months, I got through exams. The been sit down, Ghana had them say. And say secondary school, who ye 3 years. And basically, 2025 year, in Kwara year school, enter Form 1 in 2023.
Yes.
And within 3 years, they wrote the exams. Nana, I am very passionate about education because that is what holds the country together. And see, I do a lot of research in that particular area. Nana, 2025 was, is the worst we have had in 7 years. If it's 9 years. But the best we could do to ourselves as a country, Mampenya can be in say the various stakeholders, i.e. the ministry, GES, the PTA, teacher unions, and teachers, we must come together as a body. Now, you say, then a coach, now solve the problem. No? I have operated in this field for quite a long time. Me, I'm on record, say, the free SHS policy, is very, very good. Because it takes away the issue of access to enter. No? But I'm quick to also add, say, Nana, that animal called double track system, assess school completely. How can you tell me that what the policy ever? Policy no document at that time. So here, you put the cart before the horse, and you expect say the student to perform. Meaning AKB, and I'll say it in raw terms. Say if you have a president, our friend SHS3 students say they are called the Akufo-Addo graduate. That president will do everything possible to make results look good. Thank you. Thank you. Otu Darko. You see, WAEC is an independent body, but WAEC is supported by government. Exams fee, the payment of examiners, the payment of invigilators is done by WAEC through the government. And the government can say, okay, this year, Mama results, do something about it, WAEC could do it. And I have colleagues who mark WASSCE, who will tell you that we have been told. We have been told. Say, 8 year, but this time when I'm 60, we have been told.
Yes.
You can open your phone lines. The standard was lowered to make the graduates look good. You see, the reason why people are chastising the GES-PR is because he has exposed them.
Yes.
You see, say the PR can say this year's results is a true reflection of the actual intelligence of students.
Yes.
I agree with him 2000%. Because the thing is, before the 2025 WASSCE, the Minister of Education said something. Or say, as I'm saying, say as a teacher, as invigilator, say what you'll be dealt with.
Anna Mohammed, Miss Bahudin Yaban, also the quality was not there.
The quality was not there. Now let me shock you. You see, Oko most schools are. There is no double track anymore, but there is something called the cohort system. Double track, with that system, say Form 1 for school you will gold and green track in school. Now it's no more there. Yeah. But what is there now? They say, most senior high schools are a cohort system now. You won't get all the 3 streams in school. Okay. 3 streams means Form 1, Form 2, Form 3. Currently, as we speak, those we have in school are only the Form 1s and Form 3. The Form 2s have been home since October. They will come to school second week in January 2026. You can confirm this.
Over 5 months.
Yes, they went home in October.
And they will come in January.
January, second week in October, January, November school, 2026. And the Form 3s who are in Form 3 now, they were home for almost 2 months. They came only latter part of October. And as I speak to you now, they are writing exams. The moment they go home and they come back, they are being prepared for WASSCE. And to show technically, instead of spending 3 years in school, 1 year, they spend like 1.5 years, maximum 2 years. And this particular person goes to write exams. The syllabus is packed, you may not finish, but they must write. And you see, there is something called garbage in, garbage out.
Yes.
You don't put something on nothing. And the fact is that the education system was destroyed completely. And I like the fact that when the Mahama came, was setting up a committee. Say around the whole country. No one say the challenges we have in education, they should bring their report. I have no doubt in my mind, cross going forward. So the minister will say by 2027, the government will take out double track system and the core system. That is what we need to start with.
Yes, for now, no. We the sudden abandon by Omonyan said they can't because in Nipano on say mass production may Nipadom.
Thank you.
And infrastructure and also not so they must build.
That's the argument
yes.
You made almost say buy a cancel.
They must build so they will meet me much.
And now just a minute, you see,
yeah.
Say okay, say even the universities, they have a way of regulating intake.
Yes.
For 2 minutes,
okay, say there is no cut-off point. Obinya grade 42, he must enter senior high school. No repetition. Into the attorney say repetition is not a punishment too. It is meant to correct an anomaly.
Yes.
Sabi obi me school onsia de enti omiti cut-off point no. Onta na nemu biem for a year. The government of the MPP said say no repetition. Into there was something called mass promotion. Omu nyina akọ. Obeko. And they came and they said, PTA, teachers must be out. Into now a PA. A teacher can't discipline a student. The best you can do is to counsel the student. And the fact is that, you see, discipline, academic excellence, they go hand in hand. Into the moment there's no discipline, indirectly, performance will go down. And I bet to say, the NDC government will do well. Our education will come back to its feet once again.
Ejuma no.
It's just 3 years.
Obi say Ghana Dani say you same boat. Say what we say Ejuma ne de ade a obetimi aye na wonim se de ye no na wo hyehyɛ na wo nko 40 seri ko pokumu ne a be ka wo ho ama waye Ejuma ne de a na che say Ejuma na obebo hwe chief of staff wo hwe obia regional minister ya ma Melinda obia bo Ejuma na che say
chief of staff he's in a different orbit.
That is it. Nti Ejuma de omo bo ye bo Ejuma ye pa na ewie mechia his excellency na masenchia the commander in chief of Ablekuma Central o ka say me president.
Yes, of course.
But me say commander in chief MP Honorable Abdul Latif Dan o parliament e friend commander.
Okay.
Na ni omo commander de do so papa nti ewie we honorable Michia opa na masenchia Ablekuma Central phone na say mo kan ho na yetimi ekoye nim wo hoyi nti ewie de say nana me baya me da se pa
a free time wa campaign course so kosi say ya to aba ya appoint was honorable MC for Ablekuma Central afi obeye eja ema the whole Ablekuma Central say omiye MPP full so omiye NDC full and so forth and so on so far grassroots some to saying how often omoba mon chain with omo how ni niema say na usifa eno manfo no enyan kita ho.
Okay, me da se bebre nana em say oba Ablekuma Central dia ye nipa bako nti ewie election ya ye begi aban so yi party no the whole Ghana ha no wo chia baby a unity wo pa Ablekuma Central even MPP for crowd and NDC for CCA and ye be epon me suya nyoma bebre om MPO receive obia into we need all ban obedi MP na your deficit of over 6,000 plus.
Okay.
Oba no we need with about 204. The last election we need almost 13,000.
Wow. Against
Jefferson Saki, a Jubilee House candidate. Inti echrew ejuma any openness any city on the grassroots no ete. Inti eba in fact day in day out grassroots no ye ni omo no de buy nti omo anso ne ani omo nti eba ne yenkitan di any grassroots ne dia very unique.
Very well.
Na my main use this opportunity and share Ablekuma Central kakra em say amanfo be bisa say na Ablekuma Central no kra he say na wo hwe Ablekuma Central 19 February 2019 ana Ablekuma Central etimiti ne ho fi AME ebeye municipal on its own na nka sub metro under the AME ana yete ho around 19th February of 2019. From there na ebegina ne na so no na occupy almost about 9.2 9.7 square meter land size ne nyoma. Ablikuma Central ufi odoko back nation. Ablikuma Central start fi Hansonic Junction also. Okay. Bedu Kaneshi eko Obechebi eko Graphic Road no so. Eko Pim Beyman ohonom no bo nse drain kese bi gata kese bi oho. Ohona ya Ablikuma Central. O ba so a Sanfa Radio Good. The Radio Good ye na hostium. Ana esanso efa eye eko asa okokulebu. No nso baby a friend was summer hat ofa ho a ekopie banana in. Nti ye ni Ablikuma South and ebo nsehu was a partner. Oku enimu akudu banana in ekwase o baby a friend mango down. Also eche yemu ye ni Ablikuma West eye Reverend constituency ho. Nti obe farmer tayoku so side Hansonic fro top kodansoma matayoku side ho ni na ye Ablikuma Central. Nti that is the composition of Ablikuma Central. Ti obi oti na just obi unsa boso kan wa Ablikuma Central.
Kaneshi be dia boso kan komo. It's part of
and I share Kaneshi part so and so Ablikuma Central. Ana bibi bebre eka ho Radio Good size that kan Zongo Junction, Matayoku, Flamingo. These are some of the predominant communities are obete kase Ablikuma Central.
Like maybe restraining say make congratulations because of course you are the MC for the area and you should know on your fingertips. However, in this line of journalism, for some time, there are people are clearly watch the baby a shot say ne kowi no omunim. And watch the say Ablikuma Central on your fingertips, and I pray say other MCs in Subisua baby they should know. They should master I know what I'm saying. Bebrinim. And congratulations.
That's it,
Manyaka congratulations. What kind of Ablikuma Central did you inherit?
Okay. But that's it, okay, Sabri so Minusu Kwana and Zenchia award coordinators ni party executives so nina ani ubia. Now, so Ablikuma Central, me tramfoni kakra chiri. Baby ana ye buy no as an MC no. You who say ye road network no, your challenges baby pa. Apart from road network no, so ye some challenges ye infrastructure, ban schools ne the status of the schools and various other educational facilities at work community and maybe libraries and in your money na short pools kakra wo. Yes, also lighting issues, street light issues kakra because MP no single-handedly no why bebre the past admin during the time of opposition this year all government into no why no but now was a shortage no so bebre. A challenge on drains so adebia hard drain ye kakra because on say the road network ni nya mostly ne dodo na ya na if drains and say drains ni intimi mfagata inso ni intimi mfagata mo na say ni na running on the street ni nyoma nti these are some of the challenges. Apart from that ye inherit project project bia na a start former MC any administration start ye e ban school omo project na almost start clinic and so mo bejae almost any na dia no almost start library be almost start ICT lab and almost start other health structures facilities na e wo ho a almost complete nti e buy no ene ye nyoma ya inherit as municipal assembly.
Okay, and maybe more sanitation in Krahano no sabi or apart from Sahaya Choko or how about where hapa Yahuni the insemo. It's so sad say when I'm the capital city, the heart of Accra, and so we're here go to na Sabi Basa, and it's so sad. But Momo Hono to saying and at the end mo ya found say bibisa e wo no.
Okay. Me da say in fact who study sanitation there and na okan no Accra me be ha kra meeting am fi president ashe we say wa share kutupa say ye mia nipa say Xmas ye be ma krumate Yes, Sambema ye be easy traffic no. Inti enu hu meeting ye call ya ko discuss ye minister so ahye ye ni na obi anko no hwe na enko yi. Now sanitation ye ade bi e higher ye so pan wa Ablikuma Central. On se make us and me bo abusu kan no. Because abusu kan e wo ye municipality ninti no. Amanfo fi eye Accra ha ofanko ehimfa almost say okay oba better part. Nti won say obeba towards abusu kan na obeto part no. Obe na adwen say bi obe fix wo ho a. Ode ka ba be du ho kwakoto part obe kwa ba na bi a part ni sika na nso. No eja ka no ho. Nti ama your community no ye ka mechanics a. Ye more than 15,000 mechanics or municipal assembly ho. And these are some of the challenges nti a create a ade up to felt no. Cars ni bebre na sisi baby anya say nti no. E wo mu ana manfo de bola e hyehyɛ ho. Omo mo workshops nso enim. In fact, they ask for sanitation there. You buy, in fact, you said deficit no so ye pa. And one says, Obekaya, Ubisa said then ye of home. Obekaya, President MMDC is in nan. Okache say, Adia Bako, de Beshe, yem obe mejaye, and I KPIs no. The bedi kind pan aye sanitation.
Okay.
Inti yeni na as MC is a wakra, ye miti aye decisions ye regional minister. So what na hona wan koye o clean up and wan nye de so ye na regional minister twem no hu ba obetwa e de aba media mo no ankasa nti e hye nkran bi so bia ntu anamo sanitation nti e ba no ya investment bebre ye drip machines ye use bebre e de akwa deselte a lot of the drains.
No but no the MC is mo nkran na metimaka ho asem me call the other regions but who tell me from the other regions na sanitia obetima mba hu in Facebook na makayama. Look, reshaping of rules no dey more yade. Me use Kwabenya as an example. Yeah. Drip coordinator na or there are some places beyond ma. Of course, not all maybe but what say major areas. Yeah. No, reshaping. I know there may bo MCs now. More greater Accra. I praise other places and so.
Yeah. In fact,
you are doing so well with that.
Yeah, in fact, who watch your president? On say day in day out on your president no on oja legacy be. Inti ama 261 MMDCs and you choose one that this president no. Mean to me in case me you be film obia I imagine so over focus because I didn't say I dey yeah dey about appointment too. What now bet me so na president say one year dey
me you the answer. Oh president Mahama dey.
Oh inti
Mahama me na me so onye dwuma ma.
Yeah.
Me to that.
Yeah.
Ti John wonim. So no crowd yesterday. Aha. Eti who MC we minister. And me you where the house be you.
Yeah, I know. I had to say Supreme Court and Kazani. Nti nini na ka ho a ama ye tumi use your drip machines here a lot of the desalting I clean up never break. Me no ka say engine ya one of the electoral areas I adjumbu electoral areas any other places be. Yeah, the machines in the air kwa grading, yes, and I reshaping before towards the Xmas. Yeah, yeah, paintings already around this weekend just to give the Xmas feeling. And yenimpa say you use opportunity way so yenimpa say yentimika say road in the bit me solving in immediately. But that is why the big push is coming to help us. Okay. Say the beya ye road network na we inti epamocho Ablikuma Central for mutie enche ebeba mo pante mu na mo aboa ni e clean but on truth ne say adukudinti sanitation egusu ye challenge ne say won say o clean ya o chine bi adebeche na amanfo asantu nyoma egu enti ye bylaws no ye na atena say ya ye nhihye pa I say elko Xmas enti try the human face bi ashem. But then ye January one, ye bylaws ni ye be cracking the whip nankasa because among for no ye imagine so we are Otu Darko municipal assembly ba besesa obi so on shop enim ya pass law unim say your operation free clean your frontage esa wo shop enim no esa opra na sentiment na oka bosu kan me den o say na sentiment I had to with the association we had to shut Abosu kan down from an upper 6 to 12 and ye clean up now that day any ball like it 20 foul and we cannot continuously use our money as an assembly on cleanup exercise when yanka say nim say we nim fu eso odo unim say edan asase bi wo hono ma unyansi dan wo esa wo clear o office bi enim unim say o drains na wo office na enim na esa wo clear in fact eno na ye nioma bi a the hard part of the ejuma ye de ba betuja obi aka say the town council system na those days no town council you be able say obi ba obia make sure so be man party mu ate no. That is the reason why ayeni na as Accra, you say from January no we are going to stand tall. Ama obia obaby bibia no your mouth spot fines. One to be into ya the legal process no course wa. Ebe man nkofo ankasa ehun se no. Adene nyese yembe tua yembe clean up ya kwa. Sanitation day exercise eh. Baby wo ha ye sanitation day no ho. The next day now be France akofa by 1 week time. No ho asan efi. Meanwhile, these are communities that amanfo fie wo, amanfo adwuma wo. Nti ye boa wa ma sanitation we are just creating some consciousness be to you say ma on party munte. Anything na president ka say yenye sa exercise. But on train say every month yembe sanitation wo ho ansa na we clean wo. Nti we dey most mo be boaye na ya amanfo ehu say enye say ye be clean up na we jai ho. Ebi mo wo ho kra mo te say ye be sanitation dey na mo bi o mo shop so. Nti na say ye fine o. Because intimi gusu mfa yesika nkwa na enye yi. Oh, nana Otu. Another thing I want to say, this administration here, MMDCs, I'm obi asset up and say. First no share MPP time here. Nka common fund ba. And one say sika common fund here sika as a municipal assemblies no. And a district assemblies they use for development. But this administration, common fund no dey ban or the guideline at home. What show the old bay? First thing they say, year adebia ama John Dramani Mahama. The time na different they say. Or say 20% of that common fund enko into legacy project. Legacy project near then. Abandoned project. Because first no obi about on a vision or on a dream or on a plans. No about na afi dada no. Nyoma dada na start no fre ubisa mi amebubodi. Now bon say wa abandon. Say 20% enko. And this is Koda project, coastal development project nibi. Okay. Middle Belt project count, Northern development count, and sana as an assembly. So project that they be a one inherit and they be inherit a renovation of Salvation School. Yantimin kasi ya banti no, MPP na start yebe jato. We have to spend in there. Inti yen you spending 20% of alcohol, 10% alcohol sanitation ya obisa mi. Inti ebano fe mo sanitation deficit ebano infrastructure buying equipment no my boama sanitation is stronger. 10% of the money is going there, and these are things that you will be accounted for. Oh no, you're from our park. I say who say there you would. You see across so Mahama say you see our park. Na see who say problem you or I am fan kase we hoko tieska keke. Yeah fast track court who shima who as an MC now. When say I didn't yet say be agro. Now 25% of this amount going to what we call the model market, 24-hour economy model market. Intime as an assembly, Ablikuma Central, the share the first zongo in Ghana, Sabun zongo, or a community on. Ye kwaku see market structure beer. Market, ye clinic wo, crèche wo, police post wo, and lot of other things. We money na say kasa wo, idea a camp plan na sikawo. Because you really you 2 quarters. Here in Ablikuma Central, 2 quarters is almost about 19 point something million. 19 point something million. In the history of Ablikuma Central, you form me and Meshadana me ball that ye on from 2019 up to ene. Ukaska yenya ni nabu ma endu sa 2 quarters sika mi menya this year. In the history of Ablikuma Central.
We bro for kanitri na ye. Hano. What's it?
Ye ti Ablikuma Central as an assembly.
From 2019
up to ene aye ka say 2025 sika yenya from common fund odini na abomu aye 2 quarters ya yenya ebro saska ukani na abomu endu sa 19 point something and we so 2 quarters me
wow
I'm telling you enti won say asede na his excellency there 2 years
and the more development deficit
exactly. And all the district assemblies, all the MMDCs, what's a mama no believe say on my bet me to mpon it is empowering and then resourcing hot. We ain't na no be can assembly. O catch them say first no MPP time no MCs and municipal assemblies no more development. Yenya ready budget no mo bi za na sika no wan. But sisi Mahama buy no aye sika no wo ho. Nti sika no mo twen adwuma no.
But interestingly,
yeah.
Abandoned announcement na ebo besian bebre. And yet the common fund nenko. Aban we buy so me share there who besian kro makobo. And yet the common fund eko.
And on a chiro say ye kase the reset is here. Na nya kasa enye se enwum bi ne eto so te say or the asempa na ba na enye nwum bi na ye obi de so onto but ye adwuma ene asempa na hia enti 25% of this amount me menya no according to building the 24-hour economic model market and women's bank so benya office wo ho ye man no di dwa ne nyoma no so imagine it is a 24-hour economy na na mo for say ye de to ya no keke and when him say project here making is a 24-hour model market per the design they are by any assedia president their mind we are going to use 18 months to be able to build it and that day I launch me who some na mo buy e designs no until you can imagine say what the face of Ablikuma Central in the next 3-4 years now, how is it going to be? It's going to be a place Dubai for beba bisuani oma do baby a Germany for so beba aba bisuani because enye yenkwa na ebe visa etu kwan almost on beba aba bisuani. Now 10% of this amount is also going into health facility needs. Inti we are going to provide. Ana me no ka say mi wi ameba ho no me no aye kate sword powerful we mi wi a amo de betum we no so ama wahwe. Now ye sign 10% ye kate sword no so far
ya ho de let's do it.
Ya ho ne anka
mo sa
omo fa images no to
images na akwajo wo sa images no your honorable Kasana in case you just joining us your name Ablikuma Central member I beg your pardon MC Anna Etchi and Honorable Frank in Cancer and you also be to join the conversation but who said honorable Frank yes Farouk Ahmed I'll say best municipal chief executive keep on working hard Ima Nuji I'll say you doing marvelously well MC Ablikuma Central for Mumra na yenhwe Mohammed Miss Bahudin also no Otu Darko best journalist in Ghana Mohammed Mtechima thank you Edward Anas Moro also thank God we the people of Ablikuma Central have someone like you may Allah guide you Richie Paps Jenigo Wilson or say tell him when they are speaking of the victory Ablikuma Central or say Plum Kofi Dodunu the former chairman of the constituency played a major role as well. But in fact, former chairman and Obojuma Yepa. Baba Amando, also no size, one chief. We are solely behind you. Nichiren Apia Boadu, also listening to you live. Honorable Frank in Cancer, keep doing a good job. Francis Osea, also I'm enjoying the show from London. Mahama is the hope. Dollar is contained. Very well. Neo Kai. And so I'll see you speaking the truth. So, Monfat messages. My friend Bright answer is also here. No, said Nana Otu Darko. Many thanks there. It didn't come out and so I check. So honorable.
Okay, Nana.
Yeah, so that at least you keep it at the back of your mind. Me per se, o some practicable weights. Be increasing the IGF. And I'm going to be raising funds. Ablikuma Central. And you know no and also. Remember, see if I am coming to the state of unemployment in Ablikuma Central, especially getting the U job and adia a yenshi share amount. So I also come there. But for now, let's stay on pictures here a rule on Facebook.
Okay. Medasi baby, say Otu Darko na oba Ablikuma Central nka obo say enra na eyedi
my invite me
but unko for buy say mo presenters no buy but next time you be invite I
offer am kan say
Abrante
also for sample
Abrante dey na neti ho
fantastic Ablikuma Central
hey onu de dansuma but Ablikuma West and osan wa Ablikuma Central baby a
Mama caso also for mama the contract.
Papa.
Contract.
Also for Brian. Okay. Enra Nana. Me say Enra de na ade bia fe pan wa Ablikuma Central. Because Ablikuma Central for any so ade hu say project be particularly ebetimi akoso ye pan. And Enra osi ade your commander in chief Honorable Abdul Latif Dan. Etna say no one say nyoma me start say me boma o ya me chiro guideline e bai. guideline say nyoma bi ya started an yen so na particular market bi wo ya Ablikuma Central.
Okay.
Minim so onim sukura
mi pacho minim ho
onte awati de no
ba sukura da
ai ya de sukura de obi a onim sukura de na oni Ghana
sukura manye eye na ablade
minim
ne pa
fine
ablade
enura na obehwe na neni agye sa esa
botu da me ma me pa no
okay na inele mi mo uja amanye boli obawi enura na obehwe ya kwema de yi na oneni agye a osa ne nyoma na enye bibi bone bia sukuru market market bia awo ho ache yi pa na eno so na e kan legacy project no coastal development sometime ago mo fi kwan nim eba omo fi market oba kwan nim ebetena kwan nim se omo siesie market no but yenkoyembra ni na nkusi hwe
okay
ana coastal development structure towards the election or structure kakra bi mo na omo kotena market na ase shared bi now enra under Commander General Latif no ye kate sword ye ba be an ultramodern blocker wo sukuru ho a bringing the face of sukuru no over 100% more than the structure na wo ho no enti me no ka say ye wo open stores ba beba ase ho ye wo close shops ba ho and san ye wo offices ni open conference rooms enra ye cut a sword for the construction eno na ohu there be way school no enra ni o man na ye no de na edoso yi
no fa
mo fa sukuru market into o my
market no enti kwadwe wo hwe na ye ka ho asem a mira wo tene nche na wa prompt adekode na mo de se na ba yenya disengagement of information enti honorable mbacho
enti now he said the sukuru market yitia na uhwe the state na eno ye kate soda now on say under Mahama no na de make am fonte as and say this government is not a government ukoye project asike ni okra na wakoma award letter o
okay
unim say nyoma mabobo so ni guideline ni na no say me pese me ma project ese me koje commitment authorization if Ministry of Finance
okay
commitment authorization e kire say project na o kwakoma award letter no make sure say ehun sika da ho ehun sika ni ho dia ontimi mfa award
wow
enu ntina wo behwa the previous administration ya MPP aban no project be almost started so mo nwie because na sika ni ho ansa no mo start project no but under this government no say hwe project bia opese oye bia opese ohun say ya budget for it before ya budget for it so as ni sika no da ho ansa no akoye nti wo hwa asukuru ane na ye show we no so no nti quickly ye gi approvals ni na wie no na ye tender nyoma ni na afi ya award contract ya ohun ne fefefe
okay
and this is the first phase
construction of number 1 I beg your pardon construction of 3-story open stores shops offices external works and drainage at Shukura market
exactly
nti say na market me pacho mumra na say na market ne be
that is how it's going to be nti adiwe no
okay shed na wase no
shed na wase no
and na market
na afi waba stores no omo tonton yoma yesa omo tibija
stores so and also be part of the market
and also you're part of the market
na suro no ye den
suro no ya no conference na office because sukura no ye ni bebi entire program nti no program no be na de bakwan no so
multi-purpose
that is it na the one say nyoma on your left and right ni na washrooms na ohun wo ho no enti every floor washroom and na
a dining chamber as in who say you 1 2 in where be one chamber
yeah exactly
okay washroom
washrooms nkwan no
wow
enti no that long stretch every floor washroom every floor washroom enti no uba won say ya ye provision in a way say ade we so no ye wie no ye wie yo ye tu so wo ho wow because market they say we need to
wow that's beautiful
now unim say nkola so obibi ombedi agro ewo ha say the beya umfa umma no nko market na afi ubeton nyoma
ndi
that is it and sukura ho na ye no
sukura has now become
exactly and you know and ye catch so the sika na da ho da anti contractor no the speed na ekwakoye 8 months eso wi when we are owie ya anso no me no ka say ye was shed e wo ho a another party bi a almost start here onye wie ya the following year yeah man the other side no wetimi atoa so.
I now understand and also for Sampa I now understand why Prophet Heaven Sowa I also say prophetically NDC be the 16 years, and maybe not even because of almost spiritual inclinations or so for, but Jumaya honorable Wichrimui. Can you imagine if across all the district and municipalities send your honorable Chelsea at Trom Omutimiya de what about to abatia by no?
Na the bear one cry say we in model market no.
And yet 24 hours.
Oh, Debbie. Where they get to I say where they get to mu. Where they get to mu.
It musi we ambassador see 24 hours.
24-hour model market na ko sabunzongo. Enche ye be cut sort for it. Now wow. Me say the NPP administration there in fact omo university no omo sua de no omo benyi edu be 50 years ne 60 no that time no na ye hand over among because this is just one project me wie yo very well mon fa yanko school no so nti no I saw the yakate no yakate 5 astrotef and astrotef na da baby a first na your friend the town council park Sakura park o hwe your players no bebre afori me pese me bobi ejebi but your players bebre o ma fa ho a in the middle of the week and this astrotef no ba in collaboration na omo volleyball ho omo benya omo so omo sitting table tennis court ebebem and some shops in Kolasu will be on Media Agro
Recreation Center, and
this is under the auspices of Yankasa Honorable Abdul Latif Dan.
Wow.
And now you're cutting in our sword, cause school no, say school no ha. Now Oko baby a friend no Abusukan, new Abusukan, school in ye.
Honorable.
New Abusukan.
Honorable. Mr. Medina no Otu Darko no. Me can wanna say me a voice for the voiceless. What aroma? Sadiwi. Enye no kura me enyi mfiri so na mansa metra no me pacho honorable wo de me mungu to je kura metuma wo se mu ba besi se onim se bia honorable ahobrase kwa wo de me nua no ana me nu mic na me no nkasa honorable
David we in fact me no ka say contractor and the chippings wo hode da anua wo ho a ma start ejuma say no na e cut sort.
Are you serious?
Enti by Monday wo ba bedu ho no won say dey I saw mo boabo mo ho a by Monday wo ba bedu ho no Monday e ko site e be send no pictures.
Hey,
from Monday e ko no wo be hu say ejuma mo ni na bedu ho no and this is new Abosu kan school ye no so ya cut sort for omo oko school no ma na nka ayete say ndua dan ne oma bi e wo ho ana ye ba be si we Honorable Latif call one day a campaign man or can say cancer idea we ye bapan we near because yeah the election in him say we near because a Juma ya ball grounds no him say we near first the last election Mahama 2000 difference this election I acquired almost 18,000 and a president now Ablikuma Central enti ye nim say I didn't get that but how do we keep to our promises? And yesterday we were able to cast out for this. And when now so as some are making so ocean share me catch wa funding naba and funding also the whole of this year no it is the highest funding we've gotten throughout from 2019 to 2024 as an assembly. And sana yaso you're saying a commitment authorization a says you can't want to contractor koye we juma. Nti this is the reason I echo afiko maternity clinic eno so ye dey ba nana de wo mun say Otu Darko wo chi Ablikuma Central ye ni municipal hospital previous and former MPs no Honorable Theophilus Tetecha Greater Accra Regional NDC Secretary no MP no ana obeye your friend is saying Obebi a clinic almost 30 years. Another former MP Eben Honorable Ebenezer na Michio Muni na Ononso Betwaso Edu Osi Adeyo Ejumera ana Commander in Chief Abdul Latif no ana ono se no Adewe don hwe ma obi so mambe ana ono ayeye ana clinic no in fact January yomo ba inspection am say na we dey say clinic a polyclinic. And on my status no straight into a polyclinic through Honorable Abdul Latif Dan.
Wow.
And then no say Otu.
Honorable.
In the next 3 years, Ablekuma Central yet Latebia Koshi Tankansi line is going to be Latebia Koshi Municipal Hospital. Enti eno ye kwa kusi block we wo ho. First na nanka ye block itu e bi eda ho. Eno ye kate so.
Me ba ne ye ken ye din ehunfoni to. Enti so ba Facebook you appreciate the argument better. It is anka how anka 1 second. Even though we see our traditional media or radio so no dey far phone. Even if it's for a minute. Now joining Accra 100.5 FM, Facebook. Now they stay on for like 5 minutes. Me sure say hand come on edge, you know, because me you to know you man here me pam dey be browse here.
Yeah. Into watch here.
Follow you know.
Into watch here. Asie no e ba be maternity block.
Yeah, I see obi gina ho.
Be obi dia asie no first ground floor.
But when you artistic impression.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we na hwes we see. In fact, yama contractors ni na so obi am print bi mbo. Uye adwuma na print abo. Uye adwuma na obi twem onum said the oye na no na wo kwa achieve. Nti na yama mo ye bibi say.
More fire.
In the ground floor no ba be maternity block asie. Na afi first floor no. Ye wo dentist. No so be dentistry the first floor. Amo mo hwese no. Na aside the eye clinic omo mbehwe eni nso aba the other side at the same floor no. Now there's last floor no second na hu no ye ba be administration block of the hospital because structure bi wo hodeda. Nti e move omo administration aba ha. Na chesa ha no we block we ye this
just one block no.
Yeah. Maternity
akọ pe awo na ye beji wawo ho. The same block no enye se wo ko ba fufuro.
Yeah.
Wo sen ye ye wo unity so ehwesen. The same block no
eye clinic
when ye wo no hwe. And the sense wo
administration offices e wo top. We money now so disability friendly disability friendly. Obi aso wo no washroom so wo ho pepepe. Nti floor bia and OPD ne dey wo ho deda sisi am no ka say OPD no wo ho. Nti we ye build block we account. Ye we are na ne nchemu an ya another block. Ni we nso ya cut sword. We so nyame adoma within 8 months na so no so wie. And this are timed project. And
hopefully no by 2 years.
Next year.
Project
next year. Afisi say ma betena ha na me no na ya hwe. Wo hwe picture ya me dey ato na wo hwe dey developing.
Wanya me re be so emi nu.
Oh, me pacho bomichi pan na me ba ya me ka kire abrante koku samba say akroye ni jana nkofom na me betena ha ma hwe atoto amami o.
Amoakohene say me nu apa o. That Amoakohene just na Otu Darko obaka say Adam anu bibi.
Nti Otu Darko ade bia these are things really realistic project me no ka say ni nanso unim say no nanso ye san cut sort for 22 boreholes. Ye 22 boreholes. Ye institutions and 22 no boreholes na ye commission ye cut sort no. And na me ba here am afraid contractor because me call for ni omo na one way to tender that. Hey, omo to so no tender that. And we money na no ade bia da hode da nti you know advantage areas. Yeah, because one say ye electoral area 7.
Okay.
Ye institutions be bring or schools. One say Ablekuma Central no schools ne de da ho in a way say went me and position here school in so ni ho. You in so deficit in kakra bia. But ye pese in so no ben school no because ye pese akole bi ka say me ko school na wakwa tena school o se so fi baby ba. And you are providing means very close to them, and these are all things in the guidelines. As you have you in Tianco for Nakasa, Massa, Monte Musicano, so and so no, say 5 people they are planning, I want to mean to so more, and we are doing value for money. When your friend is saying no, cathedral than in Zuno, and your baby.
Fantastic.
And these are things, yes,
you say what about maternity so? Okay, boreholes winning.
Boreholes.
Okay, to about boreholes to Zumbenyen so. But okay, so the honorable me pacho. Or try holiday. So, but Kwajo next week. Who say my bar pacho? Kwame Krabaya Kwame. Say ye fa nungwa for ne sprinters for na sem World Cup. Omunyensu for about 3 months in here. And they are really, really suffering. Yes, it may be a mom just once a week. A banswa, Nenkro for a bugu and politang, to almost no a yensu. Into your slam Kwame, Sadi, we ain't Hoeduma. Honorable Mutu Akilu say, ye bit Mako, no, ye any pa. now making sure say teaching for name nunga for the sprinter for benyenso. That is a subject for another day, but who here pa. Okay, honorable Bachento.
Yo, me da si bebre. Nti Otu Darko. Ye wi afena astrotef na nkasa so bata nkasa like say me kan nti about 5 projects so na enra yetimi ekate sort.
Okay,
nti astrotef na no so all the sitting place in Nioma.
Okay.
In fact, the people of Tankasa like any agiye pa say eno so yetimi nti we dey we ni Nioma first phase of your tender contractors abaside omo wini omo so omo start ejuma akate so enini. The second phase ni ba behwe other project na me kaka kire bi say 24 model market no any so many other project I call other electoral areas ebeboa ama estimate point nana.
I mean it's in order. So far you guys have done, I mean 10 months and 11 months into office now some of the, but maybe I may train next year. I believe in you so much, and I'm happy some say funds no available.
Yeah.
Until next year by this time no say you be say better no maboma so munya nso a you be hanom na yaka say oh ombe kan you sa omanya omedi sika na no ne hu say ne be but me mejijo Mohammed and say na mejijo Mohammed mejina MCs ni DCs you know they say
that's right.
Mo so any minister say mo betimi aye adwuma now honorable.
Yeah.
The person me do the youth unemployment, but when your message be say mo begging. You see, my friend, be stressed. Radio Blakema Central. I don't know. Obi the message be by. I say, what are you doing about it? I say, on Crofos Radio. Is that the case? I mean, you say generally, una man Crofos Radio. But some hono they say, almost stressed radio.
Oh, me not sure. Ebi ani pano di o confuse baby. One say Blakema Central. Inyabo Blakema. Man for fail. Say che baby. Your hobby be sa chada ni hosa. You to know pay juma ye pa.
Michael, one day, Domanyo say, please, Blakema Central is very dirty. Russia, Shukura, and Zamrama line. Please check some of the inner rules. The former MP started two floors. Meaning inner rules.
Yeah.
Almost start here.
Yeah.
Nishren appear. Also, Honorable Frank in Kansas is really doing a great job in taking Blakema Central to the promised land. Humble, affable, and results-oriented MC. Okay, Abeko Okan is here. Also share fantastic work. Manuel Patchin. Or say Kit Kat Hospital need to finish. But I don't know if.
Yeah, I know Blakema West and say there me catch no direct say MC or no so I pick a hospital.
I don't know how.
I'm coming.
Okay, no. So don't worry yourself with that.
Mini on say I don't know na ye boy juma together nti mini pa Kit Kat na ben ye kakra.
Okay.
Ben ye kakra.
No, but don't worry yourself with that. There juma no be grand farmers I don't say but that's my job. So now let's enter into especially employment, youth unemployment.
Okay. All right.
By saying that we see hunu, and you sure say was in opposition mu hunu nipa na epe adwuma mwa na omunya nam so ma dodo no ato abetia aban dada ne ade. So far how are you engaging the youth of Blakema Central?
Okay. Youth unemployment and they just like every other municipality in Accra and I say in Ghana no. You youth no be the APA point, you know, dodo na no employment issues no home. But then ye buy no as we make Ghana nina. What you why even employment cry why ya yen Blakema Central we were not left out. Nti yetimi afa a lot of my community policing, my prisons, my ambulance, my a whole lot of things, and Blakema Central was part of it. Models no doso. We share apprenticeship program. Nini na Blakema Central was not left out.
Okay.
They are picking for if that angle nini na so. Yeah, as municipal assembly no so yes we be nya municipal guard sir. Yes almost so call around there boy. Nini na so ye youth a Blakema Central na form. Enti on all those angles nini na no so no ya recruit kakra. Now issues ne dey about youth skilled youth almost on betimi enya bibia ye nini na so ya dia ya factor in ye further plans for the coming year. Eba no revenue IGF side so I will be say na also ye how I be use youth na nkasa e dey generate more funds. But ye announce it that say ye become one of the assemblies next year no ye be go into digital generation ebeboa ya ma ye friend say revenue generation etimi ayewe enti eba ne sa we mu ni na ye youth employment a ya create ama omo now apart from this no one project ya maka akasase ya kati so di ni na ye ne contractors ne kasae se project bi a ye wa ahabia Ablikuma Central bi anso no yemfa ya youth no bi enye adwuma no apart from technical staff ba ye adwuma no eba ne laborers eba ne masons carpenters ni na no Ablikuma Central Ankola and a youth and a baby ebi na almost show nti wo watch ya why some of the inductions mobile after training in your municipal guards in here remember nti these are all employment avenues I create my youth no so far
I have a particular concern and this is for more power most of your father for MPP for bad power normal for Munkro Jumum. They don't care about being father for. And today be a Munkro for here for. And this is for you don't create your own millionaires. In Timoko position, mo brisk down. You too for Amosim de Munti in Pacho. Say Jumaya Uka na. And this is for no team painting qua. Di machi year campaign. I be goofy grassroots. How? Maybe I'm see one light like 50% that is one one. There be no maker. For me, I can make 50%. A human in 50% to when this youth. Not 50% so much because you can't tell me you don't support my vision. You voted against me. Mama power. Now I feel you know maybe I say not different people. Say I'm offend this if one word you hear me.
Okay.
I must say, oh no minister certificate. And I say, I mean, why?
Okay, but that's very. Say, yeah, buy, yeah, I'm fast answer me be too because so certificate to certificate to. See a bomb or the a bomb na. Oh, chia. Unim say, Otu Darko unim say Ablikuma Central na one of the constituency. Ye walk a year towards election. No, ye ni kita the largest number. One day may use up video ni biachero. Now share you te DH walk na. In fact, enya de keto akra mean to me nkase meti hey ya satisfy all the youth. Ene de mean to me nkasa me kasa akra na me ka dada me ho. But ade bia egusu koso ni na ye hwe how best. Oh day in day out anything I start say me kasa even construction no kra ne nyoma ye na ye see fire ye ho nkofo a recruitment ne nyoma ye ni na ye special fire nkofo no bebre na because you know but na me hwe minority leader afenyo king me hwe ni video bi o say ono de onim say eden a ye say obi aboga beba a ote ase ntina che say obi aso opposition no kwa ja tum say say NDC boga ana etusui nti say omunya bibia say omunya o ka say okra de obi nya 50% me nya ya ga nya 100% ni na ma ye YouTube but nini na ne say yegusu nkakra me use medium is so akache youth no we especially party members and say they shouldn't give up yet on say adenu ye buy no amna donko bi pa na ne ewum ana nyame adom ye fele ya dan e ba be fele abedusoro ya fele wi na donko we over to you
mo bi anka donko nkyere next year this year ya mama say mon fail next year mon form adwuma mo starting adwuma but this year dey yatemase
I know na making
mon fail but next year dey
this year cry ya fa bia but one say expectation na yentimi meeting we but ye begu so me onim say maybe minim so maybe some question ya nka me train list bi bre na wo say Honorable Abdul Latif Dan onye minister but say me bobo list omo yenye adwuma mo ono wodu CV ko private company kra we ka say nkasa ochina ye ko ho ye kwa kochesi enti enya government job nkwa na ohwehwama ye timamfo and ye ni na ye die kire say Ablikuma Central youth ni na benye adwuma enti me say use medium asra obi a ofie bia say achemu but ebegu so aye ama nini na ye obi abenya ne de abanim men give you up yet Ablikuma Central for men give you up yet your road network ye den ye nso obi bia be yama at the right time no will be happy to really say ya ma Latif esan ye another way 4 years no waboaye ama yetimi akoyi nimpa
engagement no eba ye ne Honorable Frank Cancer Ablikuma Central MC and Airtrain Komo, and I'm so happy to hear the project all show and this is not going to be the last time we're going to have such conversation. And I think that we should. We should try. It could be on this show, or we could develop it. We should try engaging the MCs.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The MC uba. Obviously, invite to go couple MC to uba no watch what you inherited, why.
Yeah.
And the timelines are by other projects.
Yeah.
So MC by MC.
Yeah.
Because I did about quite high NDC 2016 say man come was him.
And the true pan.
What did you know green book? Any pa in the name kind. Mon come as more radio ni TV so to say what by your way in your may. Obi and you my now green book no. Anyways, that's just on a lighter note.
Yeah.
And the honorable, yes, sorry, so me name baby yeah. I mean the other point in here, revenue, you may not hope I don't touch it.
Yeah.
Don't touch how you want to raise your own revenue.
Yeah.
Maybe later you may have a discussion. But maybe when I can ask me.
Okay, all right. Say may call back to sanitation now. Ma obi bisa question. Obo sikura any places be in fact Zamrama line. Nini na. Oh, I see. Your office or say MP no office or yeti ho yeni na yeti ho you go school or constituency ho because St. Anthony ho.
Oh, okay.
Ebe same concentrate invest here ho nti ho de atena me church so ho nti the woman say sanitation your money the eguso nkakra the reason issue no enye oho na ifi no but cleaning horses here na san ifi no enti na make asameka say the sport fines ne be activity no I say what festive period the maintain ya jabo ho so no but any traditional leaders religious leaders ni na kasa any na be ma adena stronger in the coming year enti no ye behwe ana afesu street light asem any traffic light na asem ye buy no say oboko municipal assemblies ni be no traffic no enye djuma traffic light no be na e ka bi egu hodeda enti na sisi finance minister honorable Ato force no say we afenyo can be say all force no truth ni say car egu traffic light ni road we nankasa no crap enya agro and any na counting and your money be or why delay traffic light in your man but any omugusu kasa ya start fix it JT Nansia one of the electoral areas Ajambu area honum ye work on JT no and any contractor na kasa other ones no Zongo Junction Flamingo Radio Gold any pamprum ni na ye be make sure say contractor na be fix ye gusu kasa yenim say dey be street light this festive time na ye arrangement in fact no contractor na by around nti many honorable Latif dan share no ye shortcut ni ntimi anko but Saturday no be rounds ni ahwe say ye be fix all the obehwe light ni na no fix ononko as an individual ye be bree and as and the government will power and so we are joining force to be able to work on it. Now afa ye road network no so ye challenges kakra bia a problem meaning say yam bosso and also ya catch rate my for ne da say already ni ye hwen enche ye big push no be abeboa ma ye road network no drains be bia na ya dada no say dia nipa ne kan no ka say ye about honorable tetecha Theophilus or your former MP no anso say or PPP procurement authority enti yenim say ono nso ye bibi bebre no ja ho and regional secretary your former MP enti yenim say sa kwan no start na ye be former MP bako and MPP ono nso Ebenezer ono nso ye some drains bi nkakra yeso ye hwe say ba beto drain no so na ya solve all the issues ni na kwan no yatimi aye enti enche ombehu say grader no nam kwan so esan grade places bi Adwambu area ho ye be barocha kakra na make sure say ye ba be ye patches so some small patches on the road inti yenim say no so ye deficit in fact Ghana and Ablikuma Central ye solve the issue we enye 5 project ipe and a project ye ni so ade hu no so pa yenim say empire ne nketi hudi aye ni na ye nya no enche ye ni na ebedu bia ese edu no na Ablikuma Central ba ye kra behwe